days of His Excellency, Senator Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke as the Executive Governor of Osun State. Saturday, July 16, 2022, was the beginning of a new dawn. It was a day of decision for Osun people when they all went out to poll to elect Senator Ademola Nuruddin Jackson Adeleke as the new governor of the state. Senator Adeleke won the poll with a total vote of 403,371 votes, beating the incumbent Alhaji Isiaq Adegboyega Oyetola, who polled 375 and 27 votes. The people's joy and happiness knew no bounds as they trooped out en masse, jubilating the arrival of a new governor. On Sunday, 29 November 2022, which was the day of the inauguration, the political slogan of the governor, Imole Osun, truly comes to bear as people were seen shouting Imole, Imole, Imole all through. The crowd that came to the stadium that day was unprecedented. People from all walks of life, who is who in Nigerian politics, particularly from the PDP circle, religious leaders, civil servants, market men and women, pensioners, students, industrialists, and artisans, both from within and outside Osun State, made it to the stadium venue of the inauguration. Traditional institutions across the state shifted their throne to the stadium for the day. Traders of wares made the roadside leading to the stadium their temporary kiosks. By 5 in the morning, on the day of the inauguration, the roads leading to the stadium, left, right, adjacent, and center, had been cordoned off by the security operatives, leaving out only one side of the express road for the use of the people. Prayer centers were deserted for the day, as worshippers have all gone to the stadium to see the new governor and his deputy. While taking the oath of office, the people were saying they set aside the day to appreciate God for answering their previous prayers, and they believe that in saying thank you, God will do more for them. At about noon, dignitaries started trooping in a very large number. By the time the new governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, and his deputy, Prince Kola Adewusi, arrived at the stadium in a grand style, the entire stadiums have been filled to the brim, leaving no space unoccupied. The Osbc crew, who was scheduled to capture the side attraction outside the main bowl, later confirmed the number of people outside the stadium main bowl that were more than those inside. The arrival of the people's governor was announced by people shouting Imole, 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 and they were pressing from all sides of the stadium to catch a glimpse of Mr. Governor and his deputy. The Osun State Chief Judge, Honorable Justice Omobola Adepelojo, and other juries that has roles to perform in the inauguration of the new governor were already on their seats, waiting for the arrival of the governor. At last, the commentators and the masters of ceremony announced the blaring of the national anthem, signaling the commencement of the inauguration. The new governor and his deputy were invited into the podium where the swearing-in took place. The deputy governor, Prince Kola Adewusi, was the first to be sworn in amidst jubilation and popular excitement. This could be seen on the faces of people at the inauguration. They are ready to breathe in fresh air. It was the turn of the governor, Senator Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke, to be sworn in as the 6th executive governor of the state. Immediately after his swearing-in ceremony, the governor made his first official speech, which he opened with a pledge to the people of the state. The governor said, and I quote, "Today, I stand on the podium of history with a sacred pledge to God and the good people of Osun State, that my intellect, passion, and strength will be devoted to nothing but the welfare, peace, and security of our people." He went further. "I'm conscious of the enormous challenges and responsibility ahead of me, and will, beginning from this hour, work day and night with deep sense of purpose to be a servant to you all." The governor also said that he promised that he will correct all past injustices. Hear his words. "Under my watch as the governor of Ossun State, I will boldly correct all past injustices, corrupt acts, or policies by any previous administration which are against the collective interest of our people. The governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, without wasting time, rolled out his government development agenda, which include welfare of workers and pensioners, boosting the state's economy, homegrown infrastructure policy, people-focused policy on education, affordable healthcare, security and social welfare, agro-based industrialization for wealth and job creation. The governor stated that all policies that are not favorable to the growth of effective local government administration will be reviewed. On security, he promised to strengthen the Amatekun Corps. He stated that his government will ensure operational linkage between local hunters and the Amatekun Corps, with a promise to implement a Know Your Neighbor security initiative with the hope of making Osun State a safe place to live. The governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, rolled out a number of executive orders with the aim of correcting some deeds of the past administration, which were considered inimical to the quality administration he has conceptualized for the state. He consequently issued the executive order in the following directive. He immediately frozen all government accounts in banks and other financial institutions. The governor announced the establishment of a panel to carry out an inventory and recover all government assets. He announced the setting up of a panel to review all appointments and other major decisions of the past administration in accordance with the law. He also said no form of illegality will be allowed to stand, and all acts of impunity committed by the immediate past administration and local government administration will be reversed following due process. Governor Adeleke also promised to restore the integrity of the civil service, which has been bastardized through favoritism and political consideration. The governor unequivocally announced the immediate return to status quo of all fresh appointments, placements, and other major decisions taken by the immediate past administration with effect from the 17th of July 2022. He also reversed to the constitutionally recognized name of the state to Osun State. He ordered that all government insignia, correspondences, and signages should henceforth reflect Osun State rather than State of Osun, which is unknown to the Nigerian Constitution. To live up to his promise that he is coming to serve the people, he therefore hit the ground running when in the evening of his inauguration, he announced the first appointment in conformity with his commitment to ensuring equity, justice, and fair play. And in an attempt to prove readiness to the state, the governor, Senator Ademola, announced the appointment of Malam Rashid Olawale as his chief press secretary, Alhaji Kazim Akineye as the chief of staff, and Honorable Teslim Ibalaye as the new SSG.
There's no 99% loyalty. It has to be 100%. And we appoint people that are 100% loyal, that are ready to join me, to join hands with me, to move Osun State forward.
The Osun State Civil Service is breathing a fresh air with the appointment of Mr. Samuel Aino, a seasoned administrator who has been described as a round peg in the round hole of Osun State Civil Service. The governor at the swearing-in ceremony of the new HOS announced that he is granting the state service through the head of service the independence and desired free hand for a proper repositioning of the state civil service.
You will get to your office very early, do your job. And I know the head of service, I can feel it, that is being done. Everything will go well. Shall spy. I will make sure everybody's fine. But you must work. You must fix your job. You must cooperate with the government of the day so that everything can go well.
It should be noted that for the first time in the history of a 30 1 year old state, the people of the state can now say, this is how much my state is now owing, both in local and foreign debts. The Senator Adeleke-led administration is the first government to announce the total debt of the state. He stated this while addressing the urbans across the state recently in Osogbo, where he told the KBSAs that Osun State is owing 407.32 billion naira as at November 30, 2022.
I've traveled to South Africa, I've traveled to Itesha, I've traveled to Osogbo, I've traveled my whole camp, say, and then I've gone around, even Rabbit, everywhere. This road has not justified what they are doing. That's a big question mark right there.
The last 30 days has also shown that a governor from a state can truly work with an assembly that is populated by members from the opposing political party. The attitude of the assemblymen and the governor have shown that they are ready to work for the growth and development of their state, Osun. They have shown willingness that politics ends with election, and the people are wishing both the legislature and the governor a successful landing.
Especially the speaker, who has started very well, and I promise him that our administration will not cheat anybody. This administration of ours will be a collective work, a collective wisdom. We have discussed so many things, so many issues, and we have concluded that today that we will work together.
The interreligious prayer organized to around the governor into the Abere, the seat of power in Osun State, is another event worthy of mentioning. The crowd that came for the program was just unprecedented, as one can see people expressing great expectations. People are full of joy for a new term in Osun State. People of various faiths were seen praying for government and Governor Ademola Adeleke and his team, wishing them success in all they set to do, from the main gate of the Secretariat to the venue of the event at the Bola Ege Open Air Pavilion. Everywhere was littered with human beings from all walks of life. Indeed, it was a great day. True to his promise, the governor said, I will be a friend to all the workers and all pensioners. And Governor Ademola Adeleke ordered the payment of workers and pensioners their November and particularly December salary before Christmas in order to let them enjoy their Christmas celebration. In the solid mineral sector, the state revenue collection and other areas necessary to boost the state internally generated revenue, the Senator Ademola Adeleke-led administration has ordered with immediate effect that all mining activities must be suspended till a total reform towards ensuring due diligence is carried out. He has also announced the stepping down of appointment of some traditional rulers and closure of palaces in various towns where the appointment of new traditional rulers has caused mayhem and anarchy. He said this is necessary as a review panel has also been established to look into the process of nomination and appointment of these others, with a view to resolving the crisis surrounding their initial appointment. The governor, during these last 30 days, paid a surprise visit to John Mackay Primary School along Italoko, Elation Road, Osogbo, and a primary health center at Otaebo area, also in Osogbo, where he discovered the solid state of infrastructures, the classrooms and maternity wards in the two locations he visited. He promised to rehabilitate and rebuild where necessary, and by extension, he stated that infrastructure in public institutions across the state will witness a dramatic touch under his leadership. He said his government is set to bring an unprecedented turnaround to public infrastructure. The governor had, during his last 30 days, declared that he would not abandon any project of his predecessors. He stated that the money set aside for such projects is the people's money and must not allow to waste. Senator Ademola Adeleke also approved the distribution of rights to the 332 wells across the state. He ordered that 40 bags of rice be distributed to beneficiaries across all sectors in the state. 40 bags of rice to be distributed in each of the wards across the state. He also assured the people of the state that the Shopee fund remains intact in the local government account. He stated that a committee has been set up to ensure that Osun money is used for the development of the state. Senator Ademola Adeleke has announced the appointment of the new Oba for Favorite-Town in Atakumasa East local government area of the state. The appointment of the Oba has been made for quite a long now, but was held down for no just reason. The governor has also ordered the contractors handling Ilesha water project to suspend action and hand over project vehicle in their care, while a panel is to be set up to look into the $106 million loan water project, which he said has been on for a while without a commensurate progress in contract execution. This suspension is to allow for an unhindered review of the loan administration. In the last 30 days, the government, under the leadership of Governor Ademola Adeleke and his deputy, Prince Kola Adewusi, has done so much to give the people of the state a renewed hope that they have not voted wrongly. It is also hoped that by the time this administration will be marking 100 days in office, much success will have been recorded and hopes of the people will be rekindled.